This is Executive Edge, and I am Aman Kaur. Today, I'm here with Marie-Laure, CEO of 3Disc.
I am Marie-Laure Pochon. I'm the CEO of 3Disc. I'm very happy to be on the Executive Edge with you today. It is a pleasure to be with Dr. Aman Kaur for this episode, and I am sure that you will have big pleasure watching this episode.
You're going to want to check out this episode. Marie-Laure, thank you so much for being here. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you to come here all the way from Paris. And did you get here yesterday or today?
I did.
How was the flight?
Long, but perfect.
But
eventful.
I'm sure you're very used to taking all these flights.
Yeah. I come to the US 10 times per year.
10 times per year. Mm-hmm. Wow, very impressive. And you go around the globe too.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my life.
This is your life. I like hearing that. So Marie-Laure, you're the CEO of 3Disc. It's a scanner company. That's how people explain it. And I know you are not new to dentistry, but you have a huge history in pharma. So before I just get into dentistry, I want to get to know you. So help me get to know Marie-Laure.
I try to make it short. I am an engineer by education. So I think I look at things very much on what is the object and what should be done with this first, very much, I would say, technology-wise. And then I had an history of 30 plus years in the pharma industry with big companies like Merck, Pfizer. I spent at the time 13 years with Merck and 6 years with Pfizer in kind of important roles in France at that time. And then I moved progressively to being number 2 of a 3 billion euro company, which name is Lundbeck in Denmark. And I was head of all the sales worldwide. So it was a long ride. And for me, it was very interesting. I loved this time.
Marie-Laure, did you always knew that you will one day be a big time executive of big companies and one day running your own organization?
To be honest, I think so, yes.
I love hearing that.
My father was, we have an history of entrepreneurs. I am 4th generation. And my first interaction with a real company was when I was 7 years old with my father. And I thought running a company will be my life. So when I joined Merck, I was very young. I was 22. I thought, okay, next step, I need to be head of, not next step, but my step is to run an affiliate. And okay, things have moved probably rather fast.
Very, very good to hear. So at 17, you knew you want to run a company.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. At 17, people typically think what I want to do for my weekend. So you knew that early. That's very impressive. So from Merck to Pfizer, and then running that company in Denmark and now in dentistry. So how do you like dentistry so far?
Dentistry was a choice. In fact, I left pharmaceutical industry for one reason, which was that things were getting extremely slow because of regulatory, because of development time. And I was the number 2 of this company, which name was Lundbeck. And I thought only the successor of my successor will know if my decisions are right or wrong. And I thought, it's not me. I want to have an impact, a shorter term impact,
Yeah.
And so, of course, I was wondering what to do because I was 49 or something. And at the time, I thought, what should I do? And after some research, some interaction, I thought that dental is definitely a field in which we have so much to do. And so much to do to bring, I would say, more clinical You know, it's very sad. My first vision of dental was when I was a kid, and I saw my grandmother with teeth, but the friends of my grandmother were without teeth, and I thought it's very sad because they cannot interact properly, they cannot smile,
Yes.
they cannot eat, and I thought it's unfair. Um, and then when I worked more on that, I would say 10, 15 years ago, I thought, okay, this is a field in which we have a lot to do to go from, I would say, curative care
Mm-hmm.
to preventive care more, and to be sure that more than 50% of the population is treated properly, which is still the case today. So in the Western world today, we can say that more or less 50% of the population is treated. It's not enough. So what can we bring to the market so that we go from 50% to 90%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually good to hear from you because when I was in dental school, we were taught that extraction is failure of dentistry because it was much before implants were that prevalent. And then I would talk to patients, and patients will say, "Okay, if it doesn't, I don't have money to save it. Let's just pull it." And it would break my heart, and I would be like, "Well, you need all of your teeth," and then they'll question, "Why do I need all of my teeth?" I'm like, it's like you got 10 fingers, you don't want to lose one. Why do you want to lose one of your teeth? So it's good that yeah, people thought that they don't need all of their teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still it's sometimes that's the belief.
I think we are much better probably than 10
Yes.
years ago. There is no question. But we are still too much on the curative side, and we need to move on, I would say, preventive and of course after predictive, but it's another step.
Yeah.
This is, and probably we need to have more, I would say, guidelines, KPIs, and things which bring dentistry to, I would say, a more mature and more recognized. I think dentistry is not as recognized as it should be, because
Yeah. It
if,
is.
if the mouth goes well, the health goes well.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, no, we finally started talking like that in the industry. It's good to see. And dentistry, we can talk about this, but I want to go back to your comment, Marie-Laure. Like you said, that the impact of your decisions, you wanted it to be longer lasting and go farther. That comes with big responsibility. Like you believed in your decisions, that they're such good decisions, it should be impacting more people. So that tell me more about that thought process. Why that's like you felt you had an edge, like I can do better. So tell me about that mindset. What made you believe that?
You know, we never know if we are right or wrong at the end. But I think what is really important is to have a vision and to understand which type of impact I want to have. It has always been my story. I think if you run a company and you don't know exactly what is the strategic view, even if it's a 5-year view, of course, nothing can go in. It's exactly what you have done with Women in BSO, by the way. I'm sure that you had a view and it's fantastic, but it's the same with. I think we have to have a view, and this was very much my way of thinking. And then after, you have to go the long road with good, bad, and you have to embark the people. And this is the most beautiful adventure in life. It's to try to reach the dream.
That is wonderful. And Marie-Laure, so who has been helpful to you on this journey? Your personal life, we all hear that it's hard to have work-life balance, how you define it. So talk to me, how has it been in your life and for the people in your life?
I have had the chance to have a first marriage, which lasts 26 years, 2 beautiful kids. My husband was wonderful. He was a banker, and very sadly, he had an accident at ski in avalanche, so he died. But it was 26 years perfect, and he was very helpful. I think that none of what has happened to me during that time would not have would not have been possible without his help. And I think it's very, very clear.
And
And the
how
help
did you
of my mother.
choose to marry him? Because
I was in love.
Okay, yes, that explains it. So, what made him worthy of your love?
He was happy that I worked. And I think it was very much important because I think that most of the, at the time, most of the candidates, if I, if I may say that, were probably thinking, oh, okay, she will work, it's nice. But he was happy that I worked, and he was happy that if I am happy. So I think
Yeah.
it made a big difference. And I remarried 12 years ago, and same story, so it's beautiful.
So you're known to choose well. So I think so.
No, it's not balanced. I work too much. So no, I absolutely not balanced. My life is not balanced. Work is by far my first priority. I should not say that loud and clear, but I think it's very true. With my kids and my grandkids now, but I work too much.
Yeah, I thank you for admitting to it. And so, would it be fair to say your work gets you out of bed every morning? Like,
I don't
are
understand.
you excited to get out of bed and
Of
get
course.
to work?
Yeah,
Or
of course. Yeah, of course. I love it.
because in Japan, when they ask, I've heard that in the United States we ask, "What do you do?" And in Japan, they ask each other, "What gets you out of bed?" And that's people typically explain, "Is it my work, family?" So for you, it seems like it's your work.
Yeah, it's my work, and I want to have also a very, very nice family, and I want to be kind of the head of the family, and I think it works fine.
And so, Marie-Laure, where does this drive come from with your organization? What you are accomplishing? What drive? Where does this drive come from?
My mother,
Oh, okay. Say more.
she had difficulties to have kids, and she fought for to have me. So I think it's a kind of strength that I inherited without having done anything, just because she was like she was.
That's wonderful. And does your kids feel the same way? I'm sure their drive comes from watching you.
Probably.
Yes. Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
My son is an entrepreneur. Um, he has a fintech. He runs a fintech company in France, quite important. And my daughter is also an entrepreneur.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that.
So
Yeah,
you are, to be frank, it's the first time in my life that I'm so open.
yeah. No, I want to hear.
But you
And
have
I
asked
want.
me, so
Yes,
okay.
yes. So, Marie-Laure, thank you for sharing that. And now let me get more into 3Disc. You're the CEO of a company. It builds scanners here in Washington, D.C. And it's a very, very competitive industry. Like suddenly now with the digitalization. And how do you stay competitive?
I think we are different, somehow different from the others because we are more dental. First, we are very, very global. In 3Disc, you have 16 nationalities.
16 nationalities. I did
Yes.
not know that.
So it means that we have people from absolutely everywhere in the world.
Wow.
And I think it's a very, very important point because it brings very different angles to each problem. And I think for me it's a key point. The second is that we know it's a race. And in this race we have probably some assets which are first very global, second very dental. We have 7 dentists in the company, within the
Okay.
company, working in the company. So
Wow.
we are more dental, I think, than many of our competitors.
And has that been helpful? Because sometimes having too many dentists can be problematic. We have kind of like attitude about stuff sometimes.
Now, for us, it's very important because on one side we have PhDs, very much engineer, And on the other side, we have dentists, and I think it's a way. And we work with reference dentists.
Okay.
We have 32 reference dentists around the globe working with us on a yearly basis. They are people who are very much interested in us progressing and working with us and having an impact on our products. We gather them on not so often, but at least we are discussing with them very, very regularly. And I think it's something that brings us more speed than many. And of course, we are not perfect, but I think it's good assets.
Awesome. Um,
We are working, so if I may complement a little bit, we are working, first, when we have launched 3Ds, we have been very much focused on, I would say, second world countries. And it was definitely the focus of our first product, OVO.
okay.
We have sold a lot of these products. To give you some figures, we have basically a little bit less than 10,000 scanners sold already
Wow.
on the last 4 years. And OVO was very much focused and dedicated at second world countries such as Latin America a lot, and Middle East and Asia, and Eastern Europe. And now with OVO 3 that we have launched 6 months ago, we have definitely a product which is premium, very much on par with the best in class, I would say. And we are launching now in Western Europe and of course in the US. This is our
Wonderful.
first priority.
That is wonderful. And Marie-Laure, so these are a lot of decisions you're making in technology forward times right now. Technology is moving at fastest pace we have ever experienced. So how do you make these decisions that you think will stick 5 years, maybe 10 years from now? How are you making these decisions?
It's a very good and very difficult questions. I think I look very much 360 every day in my life, meaning not only in dental. I am in close contact with some. You may know that we are both American and French, and I work very closely with some very important research institute in France, what we call the CNRS. And I try to work with those very intelligent and very, very good researchers to understand what is coming. So far, we have been quite successful. I have created the first, I think, not the, I don't know if it's the first, but very, very much in advance. We have created an AI team 4 years ago.
Wow,
And
4 years ago.
at the time, I think I was the first one. But you know, it's a bet, and you can never know if the decision you take is right or wrong if you don't wait at least 2 years or 3 years. It's
That
difficult.
it is. It really is. Because in every day here, we take so many decisions. And sometimes I'm like, let's just launch it and we'll see, let the market tell us. And those are, but I'm sure for you, those are expensive decisions sometimes.
It's a difficult way because we are in a market where you know, we need to earn our money. It's very clear. And as I said earlier, it's a race. So you have to have the most robust and the most, I would say, advanced product. At the same time, you have to anticipate the future. So you have to do everything at the same time. And this is quite difficult. I think the difficult times of 3Ds were very much in the past.
Yeah.
Now we have a very good product. We know that we are on the right track, and with what we will launch in basically 1 month, and this will make a real impact in the dental world. So you know, I think we've started with some delay on the others, and now we are progressively ahead of many things.
Marie-Laure, when I'm hearing you, it's so comforting. What do you think? But you're running a global company. I'm sure you make tough decisions. And if your team is hearing this podcast, what do you think they will be thinking about? How do they know Marie-Laure as their boss, as the CEO of their company they work for?
I think they would think that first, um, they would think I'm strong, probably a little bit difficult some days, always very, very neutral. I don't shout at,
Yeah.
no way. But probably a little bit, I want things to be done for yesterday.
Yes,
And they
I
would,
can relate to that.
and they were probably thinking that, oh, you know, she wants everything at the same time. This is impossible. I think, yeah.
So, and all the CEOs face that dilemma here at some point. How do you keep everyone's morale up during those times? Because we do need everything yesterday, do need everything same time, but then
Sharing the vision.
sharing the vision.
Sharing the vision, and the smile is very important. The trust is very important. But yeah, sharing the vision and having recognition on when a job is really well done, having real recognition. It's difficult some days. It's very difficult some days. But okay, we have to do what we have to do.
Yeah. And I know you're coming up with new products later this year. So, with that, and what else is next for 3Disc?
This will be this new product or new products will be really a game changer, I think, for us and for the market. And on a 3 years, I would say, or 2 years or 3 years horizon, we have another plan in terms of technology. But to be frank, I don't want to disclose so much because it's confidential. But it's a totally new technology.
Wonderful. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, of course.
And are you feeling ready?
No, we are not ready, but we will be ready. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
The big difficulty is that time management. When you do research and when you develop products, the big difficulty is time management, because you have to plan the timing. If you are too loose, the timing you will not stay competitive. If you are too stretched, you will not meet the deadlines. So you have always to play a little bit with the timing.
Yeah. No, those things are tough.
Is there a way I speak a little bit about my new product?
Of course, that's why I was actually going into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this new product is, you know, you have a reality in the dental field, which is that the patients first have a level of trust vis-a-vis their dentist, which is not that high.
Yeah.
And this level of trust, it has been measured in the US, and most shared figure is 61%. When you ask the same patient about if they trust their cardiologist or if they trust their rheumatologist, is 90% or 88%. So it's much lower. And when you deep dive into that, it's because they have nothing to compare, they have nothing to understand and to see. So this product will allow 3 things. The first, it will allow the dentist to show to the patient in 60 seconds the full treatment plan of what is in his mouth. 3D and 2D, AI-driven, totally automatic.
Wow.
So it means that the dentist, no X-ray, of course, scanners, it's no X-ray. So the dentist will be able to show in less than 60 seconds, 3D, 2D, same, and everything on the screen with what you have in your mouth. There is a carie here. You have plaque here. You have a broken tooth over there, etc. And the beauty of this, and we have tested this product, of course, a lot. The beauty of this is that it creates a link which is absolutely incredible with the patient, because the patient see first what he has really in his mouth, and he locates every problem, and then I would say it avoids the dentist to have to sell, because it's over there. You have an issue here and you have an issue here. I think it's very important because you see the level of urgency is pretty high. And the beauty is that the acceptance rate goes from 1.2 treatment without this tool to 2.2 treatments.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's really a
Double.
game changer. In fact, when I took over, when I created, more or less created 3Disc in 2020, my view was that iOS should bring more clinical value to the dentist. And the first tool in this area was in April 2024. We have created what we call at the time Scan and Tell, which is on all of our scanners. And Scan and Tell allows the dentist to show 3D and 2D, but without AI, of course.
Wonderful.
And we were very surprised because the dentists love this tool. But they say, of course, I have to show and to put everything on the screen. It's not that easy, etc. And now with AI, it means that it's a game changer because it will bring what to the dentist? First, 5 minutes less discussion to sell treatments, etc. Second, a better acceptance rate, which is, of course, fantastic. And third, the relation with the patient will be much easier because the patient will have seen what he has in his mouth and will be very much proactively saying yes and not reactively saying yes.
Absolutely. I think what these technologies like computer vision are doing is now patient and the dentist, they are on the same side of the table
Exactly.
and looking at it together.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then it's just a matter of let's just solve this problem together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, it's very much the case in the pharma industry.
Oh,
in
really?
the
Okay.
pharma industry, in fact, you have KPIs, you have indicators. If on diabetes, you have that kind of KPIs. On hypertension, you have that kind of KPIs. So they are both patient and dentist, or patient and GPs or specialists looking at the same KPIs together. And it's very easy to what we call the therapeutic contract, to have a therapeutic contract. You are my specialist. I agree with you and I say yes to you.
Yeah.
And I think that if we reach the same kind of agreement with the dentist, it will change the life of many things.
Wonderful. So Marie-Laure, we're talking about looking ahead. So let's look back a little. If you were to give your 17-year-old an advice, like how to do slightly better, you have already done tremendously well. What, looking back, because hindsight is 2020, what advice you would have given yourself now, knowing what you know now?
There.
Yes.
Don't hesitate. It will be even more difficult with what you think, but at the end, it's more rewarding.
I love hearing that, dare. And have you been daring throughout? You feel like?
Not always, and I think I should have done that probably even more.
Is there a decision looking back you think that set you up very well? One decision that made you set you up? Okay.
Yeah, this decision was to definitely go out from the French market to I would say, the world. It was in my genes very much, but it's always difficult to say one day. Now my field will no longer be France, but it will be the world, even if there is plenty of consequence of my family life.
Yeah.
And this was an accelerator of everything. It was an accelerator of my understanding, of my global behavior, of everything. So yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah. And then is there any decision if you could go back and change it and make a different outcome?
Yeah, probably I should have stayed shorter time in some jobs or companies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't it funny? Like whenever we make those changes and look back, we're like, I wish I would have gotten out of it sooner.
Yeah.
And while you're in it, you're like, what can I do to hold on to it longer?
Absolutely. This is very right.
Yeah.
This is very right.
But then once we are out, we're like, I wish I would have gotten out of it sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. So, there's so many good nuggets. I feel like I am better off after had this conversation. So, anyone hearing you, what would you like them to remember?
Um,
Men and women.
yeah. I think it's a chance to be a woman. I feel very much so. It's probably some days it's more difficult. Some days it's less difficult, but globally it's a chance. Um, but I think that dental industry has many things to. This is a field where we still have a lot to do to make things better and more clinical and faster and better for the patients. We have a long way to go to, as I said earlier, to preventive therapies and to eventually one day and hopefully soon predictive therapies. And this is fantastic because the future is, we have to build our future.
Yeah, we have to build our future. I love hearing that. Well, thank you so much, Marie-Laure. I can't tell you how grateful I am for this. And as
Thank you.
Women in DSO founder and 3DISC being a member, and me having this chance to sit down with you, any message just to women in the world out there, not just dentistry? If someone is hearing you and they want to have similar career to you, what would you tell them?
We are more, I think we are at the end, women more free than we think we are.
Okay.
Um, we should take the lead, and we should not admit or agree on having barriers.
I like hearing that. Yes, we are more free than what we think we are. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marie-Laure, I've always heard that, life is a sequence of sacrifices. Sometimes you have to give something to get something. As a CEO of a global organization and also being a woman, is there specific sacrifices you have made to get to where you are?
Probably true. Time for me.
Okay.
I have no time for me.
No time for you.
And it's a fact for probably 30 years or 40 years. So this is a big sacrifice, but I love it, but I made it. And the second is that for me, the most difficult sacrifice was definitely that I have not seen enough my kids when they were young. And my daughter was telling me, "You don't know my headmistress," and of course not. So you have to think, okay, this is a fact.
I can relate to that. And you know what the strange thing is about what you said? If you ask your family and others, they will say you're putting yourself first because you're following your dream and your ambition. But you know alone that you are putting yourself last. Yeah, it is. It's a very tough one. I can relate to it 200%. If there is, yeah, it's while you're putting yourself last when everyone out there, the outlook says you're putting yourself first.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in my family, they all think that I'm very egoistic, which is probably very true. But at least at the end, I have no time for me.
Yeah. And I have seen, because what happens is your life partners, your kids, they did not sign up for our ambition, but they have to come along with it. It wasn't their goal, it wasn't their ambition, but now they have to come along for the ride because that's where you're heading.
Yeah, and now my son is 40 years old, and my daughter is 35 or 36, and I think they are very proud of that, and they are very happy of that because
Yeah.
it has opened them a lot of roads and a lot of ideas, and probably more than if I would have stayed home or with a regular job.
Yeah, Well, thank you for sharing that. I know it's not easy to share those things. Yeah. What you said is what my life is. Because my son, he is 18, and he thinks I am so ambitious. He says, you're compulsive worker.
Yeah, my son would say exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And he says,
But at the end, they will benefit. They are benefiting from it.
Absolutely. He is, I brag on him. He is national champion in debate. And he's an 18-year-old, 1 year in college, but he has so many credits. He already has associate degree. So, and he biked from Chicago to New York on a regular bike. Yeah, and kid does not.
And we don't with our kids. We say you have no limits.
Yeah,
I think this is where we are, and I feel you are very much the same. We say to our kids, there is no limit. You can go.
mm-hmm. You can go, and I think you're right. Our kids are better off seeing
At the end.
At the end this ambition, someone who can make their dreams into reality, because dreaming is easy. Making it a reality is where the work is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. But it's very interesting. Yeah. Very, very good interview. Thank you.
Yes. I tell people no dream comes true until you wake up from the dream. Because you got to wake up and work for it.
Yeah. And it's it's more difficult than the people think.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed connecting with you this way.
Yeah. The same with me.
Yes.